Greetings to you. Oh, got to put the mic on. Yeah, stuff happens. Stuff happens. When you have to, when you have a lot on your plate, you tend to miss. Greetings, 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 greetings. I have some great news today. I want to talk about the devout Muslim in Guyana, the most devout Muslim in Guyana. What's happening in the schools again? If it's not crime, it's pornography, it's prostitution. And Odessa fights back. What do you know? Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am Dr. L. Prasad. What do I have on my agenda? I'm thinking. I have a script, but I'm thinking. I can hear the wind people saying, oh, get on with it, man. You take too long. Get on with it. See, that's the reason why their boss, Azradine, can only eat. He can't go on a marathon. Because eating takes what, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes? I'm the marathon kind of guy. I go for the long haul. The long haul? Yeah, but eating, all you need is 3 inches. What's the length of your tongue? 2 inches plus? Women have longer tongue than men. Yeah, women are born with it. It's a biological thing. That's why they eat so much. Ask Odessa about it. Why is it that women seem to have longer tongue, than men? It's a feminine thing. God made it like that. Thank you, President Ali. Again, that's all we can say. When you think of Ali, you can't point a finger. You have to clasp your hands. That's the devout Muslim we're talking about. When the leader is blessed, it flows to the nation. Because we have a leader that is blessed, Guyanese are experiencing the blessings as well. The question is, really? What's with all the persons who are being pushed off, squatting land? What's about all the thing about putting people first, and you have all of these Negroes being thrown out of rented houses and they're being removed from land that they have illegally occupied? Then the blessings isn't going down to them. Well, I tell you what, if you know how the blessings work, if you know how God works, this is the beginning of our Navratri. Today, it's a good time to prospect and meditate and look into yourself as individuals. But since I'm not a religious program, this program is not religious, so I would not desecrate the good aura of Navratri by talking about it on this platform. But blessings are earned. Earned. You attract it based on your thoughts and your actions. It's not something that the churches tell you, oh, it's poured down. No. When God from the Bible talked about blessing the children of Israel, it was based on conditions. Conditions. It's no unconditional thing. So if you're saying we have a blessed leader, but yet a certain section of the society, their lives does not exhibit the content of that blessing, look at their lives. Take some time and observe the people who are complaining about not being blessed or not enjoying the fruits of the country. Pay attention to their lives. I'll give you an idea. They are immoral, criminally endowed. A lot of them are junkies. They are school dropouts. They enjoy filth. They're always running after these Jamaican singers. They're always in a fight. Most are prostitutes. Most of the men have criminal background. Investigate them. Those are the ones who are usually complaining about discrimination. They're not getting the blessings. They're not this. Because how will they get the blessing? The entire lifestyle that they have is blocking the blessing. And look at the people who are enjoying the blessing. Look at the people. They have a job. They meditate, be it Christian, Hindu, Muslim, whatever it is. Their lifestyle is consistent with the requirement of their beliefs, except for Ajruddin. He wasn't blessed. What he has amassed is not blessing. Because if it was blessings, he would not be before the court, not remembering what day is Ramadan. So let's leave him out of the equation. Let's leave Norton out of the equation as well, because if he was blessed, he wouldn't be running after a poor woman, a poor, obese, as she claims, self-confident woman for 500,000 Guyana dollars. He wouldn't do that. What Odessa should tell Norton, he should discount it from the cash grants he got last year and the one he's going to get this month and in a few years to come. So in 4 years, he gets his 500,000. Tell him that. You see, the reason why I've included the Norton and the Odessa saga in this is because it's black on black violence. Okay? It's a black man, an ugly black man, is fighting an ugly black woman for some Chinese food money that he doesn't deserve. And she has a point. Odessa Primus has a point. You are a public figure. You must be opened for anything. Whether people bring evidence or not, you are a public figure. But I'm encouraging Odessa Primus to also tell that to her boss, Ajruddin. Tell it to your boss as well, because isn't he the one who sued the Guyanese critic for how much million? For things Guyanese critics said on the show? So your boss and Aubrey Norton are quite the same. They're both ugly. They're both corrupt. And now Ajruddin took his position as opposition leader. But you should send that talking point also to Ajruddin, because he did the same thing. He likes to sue people for saying things about him. Don't be mad at Aubrey. Aubrey doesn't have an IQ. His IQ is somewhere else. It's left in England. When he came to Guyana, he came without it. So he had to just learn on the job, so to speak. But that's black on black violence. You two should stop it. Kiss and make up. I think he liked fat girls too. That's Norton. I saw him the other day, a few months ago, and he was with one of his side chick at the airport. She's ugly too, so I guess, tend to have a thing for women like that. So you might have a chance, Odessa. Talk to the guy, come to some compromise. Let him work for the money. Say, okay, Norton, you want the 500,000? I ain't gonna say sorry. I can tell you that. You can't get a black woman to say sorry. He should know better. Norton, as a black man, should know better. You can never get a black woman to say sorry. Ever. One. And two, you can never get a black woman to pay you what she owes you. Okay, Norton? You of all persons should know that. So you have to meet them halfway. Compromise. And how do you do that? Tell Odessa, okay, I'll work for the money. What you think she'll want? Eat the pussy. Tell her to wash it and bring it and eat it. After all, Azradine spoiled her. He spoiled her. She will just give you that money without thinking. So, okay, Norton, I realize you have a need for this. Maybe you need to go and pay, baby support or child support, whatever it is. Yes, Norton, I heard that you have a new kid. Did she come already? Because I heard that it was on the way. Is the child here? Because you will need, I understand why you need this money. You're going to be a daddy. Again, congratulations. So to the devout Muslim, Azradine, how is it you don't know when is Ramadan? I mean, Hanuman, Glenn Hanuman, the lawyer, he's a Hindu, but he knows the day of Ramadan and you don't. And the magistrate, Judy. In your court, before you, Judge Judy, these two biggest criminals in Guyana, Nazar and his son, is telling you, the magistrate, they swore an oath to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help them Allah. But yet they are in the court lying that they are devout Muslims. And as a result of that, you should show some respect to the religious community and grant them a waiver so they can observe Ramadan, which today, according to Azradine, today, undisturbed, but is actually tomorrow. How can you fall for that? Since when the court gives leniency to religious people? You know how many pastors are in prison? Pandits are in prison. Actual priests who sit and do services for people, not who profess to be religious. People who communities know they are religious. And because they couldn't keep their dick in their pants, they want to fuck the little girls and the boys and so on, they're in prison right now. But they were religious. They were actually religious people. The court didn't show them any leniency. But you have a criminal that is wanted by the United States to the point where the United States had to indict the person, make an extradition request to the Guyana government to have the persons extradited to face justice there. That's the level of the character of the people who are claiming, Judge Judy, in your court, that they are devout Muslims. It's not as if you don't know. That's why you're there. That's why they're there before you, because they are not. They are not devout Muslims. They are devout criminals. They are far from devout Muslims, far from that. And it seems like America is not the only country that wants them. It's not the only country. So the Guyana government had to give assurance to these people who are fighting the president, who are spreading fake news and propaganda against the president, who is blaming the president for simple things like if Azradine's wife don't want him to fuck her, he thinks it's Ali's fault. But yet the Ali government had to step in and guarantee the Mohammed family, guaranteed Ajudin and his father, that the Americans are not going to extradite them to another country. Why was that even necessary? Because they're also wanted by other countries, not just the US. So they'll face their jail time in America. But after that jail time is exhausted, if they are still alive, they want assurance that they're going to come back to Guyana and the Americans would not release them, maybe to Interpol or the Netherlands or whichever other country needs them. That's why you have that agreement. These are the devout Muslims that the judge continued to compromise, relax the judicial process, upset the entire proceedings to accommodate them. Now it's pushed further. The delayed tactics with the lawyers, both lawyers, father and son's lawyers, both of them no show. Delayed tactics with the lawyers. Now the whole thing with the religious celebration. And it's not even a national holiday. It's not a national holiday. The government is running. The courts are in session. But yet their case cannot be called up because they're special. And who made them special? According to Muhammad, Allah and now Judy. So Allah blessed him so he can buy 10 cars to give out to ghosts in secret, and the court continues to favor him and his father. That's all the merit you need. Yes, Ajruddin, if you're going to donate cars, you come and you make a commercial about your philanthropy work. After all these years, now you decided to buy some cars, some fake cars, and you're giving it out to fake people who don't exist. Because here's my thing. You are a sucker for publicity. You love the camera, but the camera doesn't love you. You are a sucker for publicity. Any least thing, you want publicity. And something as major as buying 10 cars to donate 2 to teachers, 2 to taxi drivers, that's 4, and I don't know who else you give the 6. And you want to do it in secret? No videos, no pictures? That's the time. You have your case before the international court. I mean, in the Guyana context, you would soon be extradited. You have a lot of prisoners in the federal prison that has phones. They can see what's on social media. This is your time to get all of the love that you can from the public. And you are going to choose to do your donations in secret, something you have never done. Everything about you, Ajruddin, is online. You post it, everything. So why would you now want to give out 10 vehicles to spirits that we can't see? Only you can see them. How are they going to drive? Is it self-driving vehicles? There's a law against tint. So when these cars are on the road, people will see that nobody's driving them. Or is this another sham? Is this another sham to pressure the system to say, you see how good this guy is? To tell the American embassy, because I heard you're trying to get some leniency from there. That's not their purpose. That's not the purpose of the embassy. That's not a court. It's in the FBI. The ambassador can't do anything other than saying she wants justice for America and Guyanese. But what's the purpose of this? You're doing this as a give back for Ramadan? In all your life, you've never done it before? Because everything you've done in the past, all your life, I mean, I'm talking about the past 5 years. The past 5 years, that's your entire life in doing charity. You post everything on Facebook, everything online, but you have never done anything based on the records of your own page. You have never made any donations for Ramadan. This is the first time. Why? Because you're expecting blessings so that your case disappears? When you needed the blessings, you didn't earn it then. Then you were busy being a criminal, robbing the system, planning people's death, sponsoring assassinations. You're busy doing that. Okay, allegedly. Now suddenly you want to give out things in secret. We want to see. I want to see who are the recipients of the cars. I want to see who the teachers are. I want to see. I want to see who the taxi drivers are. I would like to see. Because I'm sure that none of them are black. I don't believe you're giving anything out, but let's pretend that I believe. Pretend that I believe the bullshit that you're giving 10 cars out. Nobody believes it. It's all a hoax. It's a sham. You are a trickster. You know, you are the great deceiver. That's why you're opposition leader. And Norton is going after your woman. Anyway, I don't buy it that you're giving out 10 cars. Pretend like I'm an idiot and I bought it. Okay? The reason why you want to do it in private and then you come out with some AI generated image with some black faces is because none of the recipients of those vehicles are black people. You are not going to buy cars and donate it for niggers. You wouldn't do that. They ain't worth that to you. Your father said it. Your devout Muslim father said it. They're dogs, remember? They're skunks and fox. Hustlers, all they want is money, 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 money. They're lazy bastards. Your father said it. You might give them an e-bike or a bicycle or a gun to go commit crime. But buy a car for a black man or a black woman, you ain't gonna do that, Ajudin. Nope, you wouldn't. You are too racial for that. Leave that for Ali, Jack Dio. Leave that for those guys. The gold dealer that you wanted to murder, leave it for those people. They would buy vehicles for black people. They ain't got that. They don't have time with that racism nonsense. But your actions are calculated. Calculated. So you ain't gonna do that. Houses for black people, cars for black people. Oh no. That's Ali's thing. That's Ali. That's the PPP you cussing. Oh, that's what they do. The PPP, that's what they do. They don't buy stuff for Indians. The PPP don't give Indo-Guyanese houses. They don't buy vehicles for Indo-Guyanese. They do to black people. Yes, you know that, I know that, and the whole country knows that. So let's cut the bullshit. Expose the donations that you're giving out. We want to see people receiving the keys for the car and the document. Because you have to get the person's names. You have to give them the documents for the car. They have to go to the registry and register the car in their name. We want to see that process. Show it live. And then we would say, well, Judge Judy, go easy on him. Don't prolong the case into infinity. On the next sitting, just end the case. Just say, okay, fine. Ajudin, I've wasted enough of your time. I'll miss you. But this is my decision. We would pitch that in for you, Ajudin. Because we realize that you need a break. If you're exhausted, we are tired. I am tired of the rally running around. We are tired of the taxpayers' money wasting behind, as you say, Glenn Hanuman and the Jamaican lawyer and the American. We are tired of our money spent wasted behind your case. So give the cars out, publicize it. Let us see who you're giving the cars to. And then we would say, yes, judge, end the case so we all save some money. But don't bullshitting and all that nonsense and think that the Guyanese people are stupid. A bunch of criminals like you. Mr. Opposition Leader, I'm still on your case. I like you. That's why I talk about you. And your people need to know that. I, Dr. Prasad, likes you. I like you. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't talk about you. You see, I don't talk about Norton. No, he's going after a sister, a disabled sister, for 500,000. I don't like him. So I won't talk about him. But I like you. I'll talk about you. Ajudin. Ramadan. Celebration of Ramadan. You all know the reason. You fasted, as you said, every day. My gosh, you want us to pray to you. You want us to pray to you because you fasted. You know, you're a good Muslim because you fasted. So did hundreds of thousands of people. You're the only one fasting. I fast every two times a week. You're the only one. You want praise for that? You want a special tap on the shoulder because you fasted? You need to. You're also overweight. So because you fasted, Ajudin, and you have acknowledged that you are a devout Muslim, you are going to bring your family story online. Your uncle is more of a devout Muslim than you could ever be, Ajudin. That man is more of a devout Muslim than you could ever be, you and your father. Because as a devout Muslim, that man came out in his capacity as a good citizen of Guyana, a good Muslim, and he warned them stupid niggas that voted for you. He warned them, told them what they are up against, because he knows your family's secret. He knows. He knows. If I can know, your own uncle wouldn't know. Your uncle knows the kind of nasty practices that you have in your family, your immediate family. He knows. That's why he has distanced himself forever. He wanted nothing to do with your father and your family, because he knows the dirty practices. People don't just get rich just like that. He knows. He warned us. And to make matters worse, you're going to push a white man, a Russian spy, in the man's face. The man could have been a bit lenient if at least your sister had married an Indo-Guyanese Muslim. But she went and married the enemy. In his context, she is the enemy, and that's against Islam. You have a problem with Anil Nandalal in the mosque. Anil Nandalal, who is the sitting attorney general, a public figure, shouldn't go in a mosque nor a church as a politician. You have a problem with that. But your brother-in-law goes, married to your devout sister. Since when is that a Muslim thing? Is it a Shia thing? No, it's not. It's not. She married a non-believer. It's against Islam. So what's the devout bullshit you're talking about? You're insulting your uncle, threatening the man's life, your own uncle. Because of what? You, I repeat, you, Ajudin, is the devout Muslim. You're the one who keeps saying that. It's the end of Ramadan. In the period, you couldn't wait until this Friday is over, like next week, when you're back as being a sinner. You couldn't wait to go back to being a sinner. Look at all that you have done within the period of fasting. You went to the mosque and you cussed the homosexuals. You pushed division, bigotry, racism during your fasting. You lied to the court during your fasting. Look at all the things you did. You made a fake video about promoting with 10 cars during your fasting, and now you're putting family business to that extent online during the time of Ramadan, a spiritual, auspicious time for devout Muslims. That's why your uncle said you are a fucking idiot, a numbskull. You don't think. You are daddy's boy. You are daddy's boy. It's a shame. And you're the leader of the opposition. Look at all you've done. All you've done. The only good thing I can say you have benefited by being a leader of the opposition is that based on the fact that according to your lawyer, the fact that you are the leader of the opposition, the court is being flexible with you. That's a good thing, isn't it? Otherwise to that, you are a disgrace to the position of opposition leader. You make Norton look like a saint. Now he's an idiot because he's going after 500,000, but this is Ramadan. Why couldn't you deal with that issue offline? I see. President Irfan Ali called your uncle and told your uncle to trail your white brother-in-law and try to kill him. Yeah, President Ali can't deal with you directly, so President Ali is dealing with you through your uncle to attack your brother-in-law, who's Caucasian, just to get at you. That's what you're saying. Because you're blaming President Ali and the PPP for your alleged accusations against your uncle for wanting to run over your brother-in-law. It's Ali's fault. The whole point is, your uncle is disappointed. One, that Allah didn't catch you years before. He's disappointed. The fact that, according to your uncle, God turned his back on your crimes and your sins, and you have been allowed to flourish, and now to bring this huge embarrassment to an entire nation, the man is troubled. And at age 71, the man wants to see, like he has said, he wants to see not just the white man deported, but you and your father follow behind to rid Guyana of that toxic curse you call Azudine, the Russian spy, and your side chick, Hannah. The hen. Rightfully so, side chick. She's a hen chick. See, it matches. Your uncle knows your secrets. Pretty soon, he would spill the beans, because he did spill a part of it when he talked about the pre-election campaign stuff. He did spill a part of it with Hannah and Azudine. He was sending us signals. He was giving us information indirectly. Because, he's like, okay, some families practice this kind of stuff, but even though it's okay with them and he's against it, he thinks, okay, maybe they will turn, they will stop the politic thing, they will just behave themselves. But instead, they got worse. So your uncle might come out and say exactly what he wanted Guyana to know about you and your sister. And the other one too. You are the only boy. And since they weren't allowed to play and go outside, they had to entertain you. A threesome. You never know. The uncle might spill the beans. I got my eyes on you. I got my sources. Somebody talked to somebody, and somebody talked to somebody, and that somebody talked to me. I got my sources. But you keep pissing off your uncle, he might very well come out and tell Guyanese exactly what they need to know about you. Keep pissing the man off. And you're doing that, you're pushing a Caucasian, Russian, from a country that is against the West, against America. You are pushing propaganda for Iran, for Hezbollah, for Hamas, for the whole Gaza plot, whatever it is. You're pushing all of that while taking advice from a Russian spy against your country, and you expect the good Muslims in your family to be okay with it? No, they wouldn't. They will come out and they will condemn it, as your uncle have been doing. And that man in PPP, what the fuck PPP? Everything is PPP. Did he tell you he's a PPP? Then the whole of Guyana is PPP, because the whole of Guyana supports President Ali, the whole of Guyana. All them big hotels that is being commissioned is so when the Guyanese men are tired of their wives, they can go book a room in the hotel and relax. So the whole of Guyana is behind the PPP. I don't know who's behind you. The 10 ghosts that you're going to give those cars to, the spirits. I want to see Casper faces. You know, Casper, you like to wear white. Now I see why. You deal with spirits. And tell your supporters also. Tell your supporters, Ajruddin, to stop molesting the girls. Okay? Them school teachers that supports you, the ones that likes to rape little boys and molest the girls, tell them to stop. They're NPPP supporters. They're black. There's only 2 choices for them. You or Norton. And since, according to Odessa Primus, Norton fucked up the PNC, and he should be complaining about other stuff than 500,000, I don't think they'll support him. They support you. So you should be condemning them. Don't blame the woman. Don't blame Sonia for it. Don't blame her. Come on, man. She's a woman. She's a woman. Since when a woman can tell men to keep their dick in their pants? Since when? You had a black Home Affairs minister who was a man, and he couldn't get them niggas to stop committing crime. Now we have a woman, and she can't get them niggas to stop committing crime. You think an Amerindian minister of education, female, can tell black men to keep their dick in their pants and stop fucking the girls in the school? No, she can't. It's people like you, Ajruddin, that they support. You need to tell them that. So let's talk about that a bit. That teacher who is accused of sexually assaulting 9 students, female students, and according to more reports, boys too. So it's 9 female plus some boys. What I can't wrap my head around is that according to these reports that are coming out, the girls are only asked to suck his dick for grades, but he performs buggery on the boys for grades, allegedly. Oh, it's a black person. It's a male teacher, black male teacher. Yeah, you saw his picture on Facebook there, on social media. If you, as an Afro-Guyanese male, for whatever reason, is lustful for a man's penis, and you are an adult male, there are a lot of homosexual men, a lot, thousands, that will offer you the sick pleasure that you need for free. For absolutely free. Why do you need to rape, sodomize boys? Why? The fact that you have to coerce, force, manipulate boys into that act, it meant they don't want it. They're not interested. They know it's wrong. They're not interested. And not because in most cases a lot of boys are too embarrassed to complain, they're ashamed to complain. They walk around with that in their hearts. They grow up and become men with that in their hearts, and then they become violent. They lash out because they didn't know where to channel that abuse. You're destroying the legacy of that young man without the opportunity for him first getting a woman before he actually experienced a female first. You're going to force him and put your dick in his ass without his consent or approval or desire. If you identify as a man who likes penises, just go with the other gay men who likes it. They're men, they're adults, they want that. Do your thing. Leave the fucking boys alone. Leave the boys alone. I want to give you a story. I've never said this before. I'll say it now. Now you'll hear it from me. I was about 14 years old. It's a place called Anna Katrina. I had always had a passion for learning, always. So every time there was an opportunity to have lessons for free, you'll see me there. So there was a situation where this priest, he was the spiritual guy, priest, but he was also a lecturer at the University of Guyana at the time. I had the utmost respect for that individual. And he had a special interest because to him, I was smart. So he was always saying, hey, you know what? You're smart. I'm gonna try to put extra time so that I embraced that. For a while, no problem. Then once he asked me, he had a special session on a Saturday. It's okay. When I showed up at the place where the lessons was being held, no one else was there but him. When the classes was finished, he said, okay, we can go ahead because we were talking. And a question he asked me, he said, do you know what masturbation is? I mean, I'm 14 years old, of course I do. But I didn't answer the question because to me then, it's inappropriate. Why the fuck are you asking me that? So I said, why you ask me that? He says, no, because, I want to talk to you about something. I said, what? Then he said to me, the reason why I asked you to come here because every time I look at you, it affects me. I said, I don't understand. What do you mean? He said, every time it affects me. So I wanted to ask you if you know what masturbation is. I said, no, I don't. He said, would you like me to show you? Oh, yes. Exactly as I'm saying it? Yeah. Immediately, I got angry. So I said, mister, why the fuck would I want you to show me how to masturbate? I said, listen to me. This is the last time I would ever come to your lesson. And if you contact me again, I will make sure that this information goes public. Now it's coming public. All these years after. If I was vulnerable or poorly raised or in some way was in a position where I needed something, who knows? I can understand what a lot of those teenage boys must experience when grown men are bringing sexual talks to them, and their non-responsiveness may make these men think that these guys are in for this and force it on them. Yes, I, Dr. El Prasad, had experienced the approach advanced, and oh yes, it was a black man, a black man. Yeah. Oh, I have his name. Oh, that never left my mind. I have his name as clear as day. Clear as day. I can give you the address, the location, everything since age 14. Clear as fucking day. If I was a lunatic or a psycho, when I reached the age of adulthood, imagine what I could have done to him. But he technically didn't do me anything physically harmful because I stood up and I said, no, fuck this. That was it. So I'm saying this to say the law must spare no resources, when any man force himself on another male, be it a teenage boy, a child, or an adult male. If a man force himself on another man, he should be fucked with. You understand me? Do your thing as you identify as. Do your thing within the confines of respect and consent. That's you. But don't go around raping boys, raping men. Don't do it. Because I'm going to justify in my moral capacity whatever that victim does to you who raped them. I justify that. It's fine. Go ahead. Because I know the rage that I had in me when that asshole, who was a teacher, a professor at the university that I trusted, asked me if I wanted him to show me how to masturbate. A 14 fucking year old. Boys start masturbating from age 6. You're going to tell a 14-year-old about masturbation? What nonsense is that? I was fucking since then. Long before that. But he was a sick psychopath. Anyway, I'm over that. But I'm just saying now, don't do it. So as you didn't tell your people, your teachers, your male teachers, not just the one that is going to face jail time, there are many others. In every school around the country, it's not limited to Guyana. It's everywhere. The boys want something that their fathers can't give them. So they too lost the sugar daddies. See, if they have a teacher that may have access to some money or some things, and he realizes that this boy looks a bit feminine, he's going to prey on him, give him what he wants, then bugger the boy, pass disease on. Sickening, man. Now you're thinking, why I'm not so passionate when it comes to girls? Why don't I talk with the same passion about female students? No, I wouldn't. Because most of the times, these girls are asking, they're inviting that attention. Because they're fucking lazy, they don't want to study. Everything they see they want. Everything they see their friends have they want. They're not content with what mommy and daddy gave them. So who is the closest they could try to prostitute themselves to? The teacher. Men will be men. Okay? So if the girls want to give it up for grades and they don't want to study, that's them and their parents' problem. It's not my problem. Men will be men, teacher or not. And not only male teachers with female students. I have many cases where female teachers, female, that have husbands and children are sodomizing other female students for grades. You don't hear about that, do you? But I do. Okay? So these girls, who for whatever reason want to come out and point the finger and say, oh, he did this to me. I'm not in sympathy with that because I understand if some deal went wrong. If the deal was right, if they got what they wanted, nobody will know. But when they don't get what they want, or they're jealous of the other girl because she might get not just grades, but a phone with the grades, then one thing, oh, he just gave me grades and I suck his dick. You suck his dick and you got grades, plus you got a phone. Oh, I'm going to tell. Then we know, okay, and she go tell the other one that she knew. The other one, yeah, girls gossip. Boys don't. Girls gossip. They tell all their friends what they did to the teacher. Then their friends say they did the same thing. But they didn't mind. They get the grades. But when things are parting, commodities, and everybody don't get an equal share, then they scream. It's a thing with females. It's a thing. The R. Kelly, the Puff Daddy, the Bill Cosby, the Donald Trump, all these men, these powerful celebrities, these men, these presidents and ministers, all of these people. Even Norton was accused of rape, right? Wasn't he? This Dharam Lal guy. All these men are accused. Why? Because the lady in question may not have gotten what she bargained for. Or she fell in love and the man just wanted a one-night stand and she wanted more. Or she's just a psychopath and she comes out and she talks. And then society says, oh, powerful men are using their position to get at women. No, they're not. Women are going after them and giving it up for favors. Girls, women, every fucking female. They're doing it for favors. Men shouldn't be punished for that. They shouldn't. But if you're going to fuck around boys, in no time, no boy giving up shit for nothing. You're going to do that to boys. You must be punished severely. Anyway. Did I cover everything? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and just on behalf of the Minister of Legal Affairs, Mr. Anil Nandalal, I'm asking Ajruddin Mohammed, since you receive your money from the National Assembly in cash because you don't have a bank account, can you please pay Anil Nandalal the 4.5 million in cash? I'm saying please. Ajruddin, can you please pay the man the money so he can distribute it to whoever else has to get a piece of it? In cash. Yeah, the government can do business with you in this context, Ajruddin, because you owe. The court said you need to pay them. The court. Can you give it to them in cash? I'm asking you. Be a good Muslim. Be a good Muslim. Settle your debts so you don't have anything behind when you leave the country. We know we won't get the 191 billion. We won't get that. Okay? They have to seize everything you have. But you have enough cash to give the 4.5 million because you bought 10 cars. You had to buy that in cash because you couldn't issue check. So just give Anil the money, please. Mr. Mohammed. I'm saying Mr. I need you to pay him. Because the PPP has to pay the people who support them. So I need a part of that money. Can you pay the money to the Attorney General? And the PPP ain't getting that money anyway. It's the government's money. It's going into the treasury. It's not a personal check. Pay the man the money and settle this feud with your side chick and Norton. All right? Give her the money so she can give Norton, because you don't want Norton to turn those blacks against you. Because he can. And if he does that, well, who's going to fight for you? Now, we are entering into an auspicious season, so I'm being very gentle. And I'm not using any explicits today. I haven't. Have I? No, I haven't. But I invite you, my precious followers, tomorrow I plan to go into a fasting, physical fast, spiritual meditation. I'm inviting you to join me. Let's come together and fast. The reason for my fasting is that I want the case to be expedited. I want the case to be expedited so that Ashdin can go and relax, and his father. They're tired. I'm serious. I also want, my personal situation to be upgraded. Since I couldn't get a vehicle for Ashdin, I haven't been qualified for that. I needed peace of mind for being rejected. And joining me in fasting would help me to achieve that. You think I'm being funny. I'm not being funny. I'm fasting for Guyana, for Guyanese, so that we can move from strength to strength. Let us fast and pray for our president, for our government, our country, and we can go places. Share this live. I want to hear from you in the comment section. I want to see the thumbs up, the likes. More likes. I just see 20, 26, 28. You can do more than that. It's free. Subscribe to the channel and let's move from strength to strength. Namaste.